these are volunteers, and they're making the traditional flower.
The Esperanza has been a cultural arts social justice organization in the city of San Antonio for over 37 years. We are currently at the Rinconcito de Esperanza, which is a satellite cultural center where we center the work of the history and traditions and culture of the historic west side of San Antonio, where predominantly Mexican-American communities have lived here for 150 years or so. Our focus is to really ground our communities and let them feel proud of who they are as people from being descendants of the Mexican-American culture. Lots of organizations and now small and large businesses are putting together Dia de Muertos. The Chicano cultural centers 40 and 50 years ago started offering that to community again because it had the practice of even having a little altar at home had disappeared. The visits to the cemeteries was starting to wane. So our cultural center said, okay, let's bring this back. And I think at the Rinconcito, what's special is that it's not just a gallery. We're within casitas. And so community members are finding their creative ways to share their family histories. We have individual community altars in several different casitas that we have here. But back in 2020, when we had COVID, one of our ex-board members and the visual artist, Michael Martinez, suggested that we put an altar outside so that people could bring a copy of a photograph and we would put them together in little nichos. Our altars have, different elements that we hope people incorporate. It has to have at least 3 levels. So it goes from earth to the heavens. Another element would be the arco. You always have to have water. It's also kind of identifying the different elements, right? So you have to have fire, so it might be just with the candle. Air, the way you highlight the air is the papel picado, because as the wind blows, it moves, right? The smell comes in through the marigolds, the cempasúchil, as well as incense. So some people bring in the incenses. And then people bring what made this person besides the photograph, who they are. So what were their favorite toys, animals, food. You're inviting them home and you want to be present with them. And so that's the thing about Day of the Dead for Mexican indigenous communities. The passing of our family members or friends is not goodbye, it's just you're with us always. But on these special days, we really pay attention to you. But we hope that you don't forget who they are. As they say, if people forget you, then your history is gone. So for us, it's to make sure that the children and the grandchildren, the great-grandchildren come and visit as well, so they're not forgetting who their great-grandparents or great-great-great-grandparents were, and honor them and then keep the tradition going.